Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive into something that really caught my eye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a press release about EON Reality
Okay.
and their updated Career Compass app.
Hmm.
Have you heard of this?
I have, yeah. I've been keeping an eye on it.
It got me thinking about,
Uh-uh.
how we all feel that pressure to stay ahead of the
Oh,
curve,
absolutely.
especially with tech changing so fast these days.
Yeah.
And this app claims to use AI and XR to build you this like personalized roadmap
Right.
for learning the exact skills you need.
It's a fascinating idea. I mean, think about it, right? We're constantly bombarded with advice on what skills to learn, but how often is it truly tailored to us,
Yeah, that's a great point.
to our specific goals and our experience?
Exactly. And that's what this app is trying to solve. The press release says it uses AI to analyze your LinkedIn profile
Okay.
or other professional data that you provide to it
Oh, interesting.
to pinpoint those crucial skills that you might be missing.
What's interesting to me is that it's not just identifying the skills you lack, it's also connecting you to ways to learn them.
Right.
And not just your typical online courses either.
Yeah. The app recommends these immersive simulations
Oh, wow.
on EON Reality's XR platform,
Cool.
which, by the way, for anyone who needs a refresher, XR stands for extended reality.
Right, right.
And that covers things like virtual reality and augmented reality.
Yeah, so instead of just reading about, say, project management, you could find yourself leading a virtual team.
Yeah.
Like actually going through a complex project, having to make decisions and deal with all the challenges that come up in a real-world scenario.
Okay, that sounds incredibly cool. But I need you to break this down for me a little bit. Like, what does that actually look like? So
Sure.
paint a picture for our listener.
Imagine you put on a VR headset, and suddenly you're in this virtual office. You're surrounded by your team. Each member is represented by a realistic avatar. You've got deadlines to meet, budgets to manage, personalities to navigate, and you have to use your communication and problem-solving skills to get this project back on track. It's all about learning by doing, but in this risk-free virtual world.
Wow, that's taking learning to a whole new level. It's so
No.
much more engaging than sitting through a lecture or reading a textbook.
And it's not just about engagement, it's about effectiveness. Studies have shown that people retain information much better when they're actively involved in the learning process.
Yeah, that makes sense. The press release highlights a few different use cases for the app. For example, someone who's trying to transition into a completely new field, like data science.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I can see how practicing those skills in a simulated environment would give you a huge advantage.
Absolutely. And it's not just for career changers. Think about someone who's already established in their career but wants to move into a leadership role.
Right. You could practice those leadership skills in a simulated environment before having to use them in the real world, like with real stakes.
Exactly. Or imagine a healthcare worker who needs to stay up to date on the latest medical procedures or technologies. They could practice in a virtual operating room
Hmm.
before applying those skills to real patients. Yeah, it really highlights how technology is changing, not just what we need to learn, but how we learn it.
Absolutely. It makes me think about all the different fields this could apply to.
Yeah.
Like, what about someone who wants to learn a new language
Uh-huh.
or someone who's training to be a pilot?
Right.
The possibilities seem endless.
They really do. And as the technology continues to develop, I think the simulations will only become more realistic and immersive.
For sure.
But
Yeah.
with all this talk about how cool this technology is, we
Yeah.
also need to consider the practical side of things.
You're right. For this to be truly revolutionary,
Yeah,
it needs to be accessible to everyone,
absolutely.
not just a select few.
That's a key point. And thankfully, we are seeing some positive trends in that direction.
Yeah.
VR and AR headsets, which were once, quite expensive,
Yeah.
are becoming more affordable.
That's great news.
Yeah.
It reminds me of what happened with personal computers.
Mm-hmm.
As the technology became more accessible, it opened up a world of possibilities.
Exactly. And we're also seeing a growing ecosystem of platforms and applications
Yeah.
designed to make these learning experiences more user-friendly.
So it's not just about the hardware.
Right.
It's about having the right software and content to make it all work together seamlessly.
Precisely. It's like having a fantastic set of tools,
Uh-huh.
but you also need the knowledge and skills to use them effectively.
Which brings up another important point.
Yeah.
Digital literacy.
Yes.
Even with all the amazing technology available,
Right.
people need the skills and confidence to use it.
Couldn't agree more. Digital literacy is becoming increasingly essential in today's world.
Totally.
It's not just about knowing how to use a computer or a smartphone. It's about understanding how to navigate the digital landscape and use technology to your advantage.
It's like learning a new language, right?
Absolutely.
It opens up a whole new world of opportunities.
And just like learning any language, it takes time, practice, and the right resources.
Yeah.
Luckily, there are tons of resources available these days, from online courses to workshops at libraries and community centers.
It's great that these resources are becoming more widely available.
Yeah.
So bringing it back to the Career Compass app,
Okay.
how does it address these challenges of accessibility and digital literacy?
Well, one of the key things is its focus on user-friendliness.
Okay.
The app is designed to be intuitive and easy to navigate, even for someone who's completely new to this kind of technology.
That's so important. If the technology is too intimidating,
Yeah.
it can be a major barrier.
Exactly. The Career Compass app guides you through the process, step by step, providing clear instructions and offering support along the way.
It's like having a virtual guide leading you through this new world of learning.
Right.
What else makes it accessible?
Well, it also offers personalized recommendations
Okay.
based on your learning style.
Oh, interesting.
Some people prefer to learn visually, others prefer auditory learning,
Right.
and some people learn best by doing it in app.
Yeah.
The app takes all of this into account.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
It adapts to your individual needs and preferences.
That's the beauty of it. And it's not just about the learning itself.
Uh-huh.
The app also provides guidance on how to translate those new skills into real-world opportunities.
So it's not just about learning for learning's sake.
Right.
It's about helping you achieve your career goals.
Exactly. It's about empowering individuals to take control of their own career development.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the positive aspects of this technology.
Yeah.
But are there any potential downsides? Any ethical considerations we need to be aware of?
That's a great question, and it's something we should definitely explore.
Perfect. Let's dive into that in the next part. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the positives, but are there any potential downsides to this? Like any ethical considerations we need to be aware of?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like any powerful tool, right? It can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
We need to be aware of the potential pitfalls and make sure it's being used responsibly.
So where do we even start? What are some of the key ethical considerations surrounding AI and XR in learning and development?
Well, one that immediately comes to mind is the potential impact on the job market.
Oh, yeah.
Some people worry that as these technologies become more advanced, they'll automate jobs that were previously done by humans.
Right. That's the age-old fear of technology replacing human workers.
Right.
Is it a valid concern here?
It's certainly something we need to be mindful of, but I think it's important to remember that AI and XR are ultimately tools.
Okay.
They can be used to enhance human capabilities, not necessarily replace them entirely.
So it's not about humans versus machines. It's
Oh.
about humans and machines working together.
Exactly. The key is to focus on developing skills that complement these technologies. Skills that require creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence.
Right? Things that machines aren't so good at.
Exactly.
It's about adapting to the changing landscape and finding ways to leverage these technologies to our advantage.
Absolutely. And that brings us back to the importance of lifelong learning.
Yeah.
In a world where technology is constantly evolving, we need to be committed to continuously updating our skills and knowledge.
It's not just about getting a job. It's about staying relevant and adaptable throughout our careers.
Precisely. And AI and XR can be incredibly valuable tools in this journey.
Yeah.
They can help us identify the skills we need, provide us with personalized learning experiences, and connect us with opportunities that align with our goals.
It's like having a personalized career coach and a cutting-edge learning platform all rolled into one.
Exactly. And it's just the beginning. As these technologies continue to evolve, we can expect even more innovative and impactful applications in the world of learning and development.
This has been a fascinating deep dive. It's clear that AI and XR are poised to revolutionize the way we learn and work.
Absolutely. And while there are certainly challenges and ethical considerations to navigate,
Yeah.
the potential benefits are immense.
Well said. If you're interested in learning more about the Career Compass app and EON Reality's work, I encourage you to check out their website. There's a ton of information there about the technology and its potential applications.
And remember, the future of learning is here. It's up to each of us to embrace it, adapt, and continue to grow and evolve.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time for another exploration of the world of AI and XR.